Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Nice run here early. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They'll run it again with Henry. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, third and long. And they'll run the option on third and short yardage. And this will be a Bears first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player, and it appears to be Devontae Smith who's having some problems here. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And not much room to operate as he'll get this out down to 41. Out of the gun, Fields. This will go to Henry out wide. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. But now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. They begin with Henry to about the 33-yard line. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's Fields. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not his best throw that time.
ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, here we sit, Week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. They'll set up a throw. Flushed out, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. The big fella. He's at the 30. 10. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Justin Tucker for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. At the 45. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so they can start at 3rd and 12. The Falcons have definitely not been there for him in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on 3rd. Here's Fields. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Leonard Williams with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so you pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it will be Falcon football. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw. He'll drop that underneath to Etienne. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got a man. It's Judy, complete. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake in the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first-quarter lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne. Now, looky there. He's getting close to 1,000. I'm sure he knows where he stands. I bet if the offensive line didn't know, he made sure they knew. I'm closing in, guys. Final week of the season.
You know who really informed the offensive line?
The offensive line coach.
Okay.
Because it's a big deal for his unit as well to be able to say, hey, we escorted guys to 1,000 yards or more in a season, just like blocking for a 3,000-yard or 4,000-yard passer. So it's a lot of pride on the line, and his pride is paramount because he wants to be able to join that pantheon of guys that in the NFL ran for 1,000 yards or more in a season.
Pride on the line. I see what you did there.
You like that?
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So tackle in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And take it right on the 30. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Now Fields. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Back to the air, Fields on 2nd down. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Only 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Fields. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Escaping, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Aaron Donald able to get him for a loss of about 3.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Back to throw here. And it's intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Second and 9 now. Looking for Ridley on the out route. He's got it. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They'll look to throw here. And he completes it to the tight end Knox. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. On first and 10, it's Etienne. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This will be caught. Judy. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line. 27 yards there. First down. 21-0 our score after 1. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. On the move to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. On second down, a run with Etienne. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. Third and long coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Out of the gun now on third down. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big third down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big fourth down call.
Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Sanders' kick is good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So they do come up with their first points of the game, but Charles, the question is going to shift to their defense.
Yeah, the way things have gone, 3 points could become insignificant fast if this grows to 28-3 or 35-3. They need this defense to come up with a stop, and they need to do it now.
This one fielded at the 5. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Chicago offense set to get started. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. First and 10 as this new drive starts. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Chris Jones forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
No question, that was needed by the defense because they're already trailing by a couple of scores. They had to get off the field without allowing another one. That sack on the first play, that may have derailed this drive.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. Throwing on second and long. Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Third and long. It's Fields. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
Alert! Alert!
Straight ahead, Etienne. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
He'll look to throw. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 42. It's a pickup of 16 there.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Etienne up the middle. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's going to have a Falcons first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. A handoff for Etienne. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Looking to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Here's a give to Etienne. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll drop to throw. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. They're They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. Sanders' kick is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Off the option, here's Henry. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Fields. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. So the ball changing hands on the interception. But meanwhile here, we do have an injury on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the option, here's Henry. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Fields. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears continue to pull away here in this first half.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. And racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups. They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Running out of the gun with Etienne. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bears are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they've had to really roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
And here now come the Falcons. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Bears. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Henry up the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Fields. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. 2nd and 16. Back to throw. Fields firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted, but he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. But these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Aaron Donald. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Ready, go.
And they'll run here with Etienne. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Let's go now.
Another tote for Etienne. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. The Chicago offense set to get started. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He's got Derrick Henry again, back-to-back catches. And he will have the Bears first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Again, Fields. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Tucker with the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So that drive, 4 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge, a successful one. 2nd and 10. This is caught. It's Hardy. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Flushed out right, and he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Now here's Bradley Pinion now. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, and it's the Browns who have the lead in the second quarter. It's Jalen Hurts with a couple of touchdown passes. Next, we go from one Ohio team to the other as we check in with the Bengals at home in Cincinnati. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a touchdown pass there. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. Any surprise in your mind he's out there to start the second half after 4 first-half interceptions?
He's to be surprised by a lot of things, partner, but in this case I'm not because you know they want him to be their guy. And the only way to truly establish that is to give him a chance to work through some of the issues he had in the first half.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. On second down, ETN once more. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. He'll look to throw. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Oh, what a juke into space. It's a net of 40 there, punt of 48, and a return of 8. And the Bears take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Now, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And he will have the Bears first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 3.
They keep it with Henry on first down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 34-yard line.
Again, it's Henry. And a short gain down to about the 33. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
A 2-yard gain on the play.
Now it's Fields. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Now, that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. 2nd and 3 from the 9. Out of the gun, Fields. And right side, Henry's got it. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. They'll run for it. It's Mack. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Henry. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. They'll give Henry another shot. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Here's Fields. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Holding, offense.
That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson. The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. To throw is Fields. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked and multiple players broke through the line to get him. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this drive maybe didn't end with the same kind of success they had in the first half, but they do add 3 to their lead. And defensively, I think they went in there at halftime and made a pact with each other and said, look, we can't let these guys keep driving it right down our throats. Not perfect giving up 3, but a much better start than the way they played in the first half. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Falcons ready to take over. Now, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now back to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Aaron Donald, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything, as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A couple of first downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
2nd and 11. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll set up to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 12. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shot the D and rip off a pretty big play.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense, because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice...
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Brandon Graham showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of